Psychology of dogs that bring you toys. What they're really saying. You're sitting on the couch, maybe checking your phone, maybe watching TV, and suddenly your dog appears, tail wagging, carrying something in their mouth. A tennis ball, a stuffed toy, maybe a sock they stole from the laundry basket. They walk straight toward you, drop it at your feet, and stare, waiting. Most people assume it's simple. Your dog wants to play. And sometimes that's true, but behavioral science suggests something much more interesting is happening. Because when a dog brings you an object, they are communicating. And what they're saying depends on how they bring it, when they bring it, and what they do next. And once you understand the psychology behind it, you start realizing something surprising. Your dog might be telling you 5 completely different things. Number 1, the most obvious meaning. A social invitation. Let's start with the simplest explanation. Play. Dogs love play, and humans are their favorite play partners. But here's something interesting. Researchers studying dog-human play behavior found that more than 80% of play interactions between dogs and humans are initiated by the dog bringing an object. Not barking, not jumping, not running in circles. An object. Scientists call this triadic interaction. 3 elements: the dog, the human, the object. Dogs use the object as a social bridge. Instead of demanding attention directly, they create a shared focus. A behavioral study at the University of Vienna observed that dogs used objects to initiate interaction 3 times more often with humans than with other dogs. That means this behavior isn't just instinct, it's communication that evolved specifically for living with people. And the object works perfectly for that. Because once the toy is on the floor, both of you know exactly what happens next. You throw, they chase, and the game begins. Number 2, the trust signal. Most owners miss. But here's where things get interesting. Sometimes your dog doesn't want you to throw the toy. They bring it, drop it, and then just stand there, watching you. Not barking, not pawing, just waiting. Behaviorists refer to this behavior as resource sharing, and in the animal world, that is extremely unusual. Most animals guard valuable items. Food is protected. Possessions are defended. But domestic dogs frequently do the opposite. A behavioral observation study involving 120 household dogs found that 64% of dogs willingly surrendered a valued object directly to their owner without any command. That level of voluntary sharing is rare among mammals. It suggests something important: trust. Your dog isn't just giving you an object. They're demonstrating that they trust you with something they value. From a psychological perspective, that behavior resembles the way social animals strengthen bonds. Sharing resources builds relationships, and your dog may be doing exactly that. Number 3, attention, the behavior that always works. Now let's talk about something dogs are incredibly good at: learning what works. Dogs constantly watch human reactions, and when they discover a behavior that gets attention, they repeat it. A study from Eötvös Loránd University in Hungary found that dogs repeat behaviors that successfully gain human attention up to 4 times more frequently than behaviors that are ignored. Which means if bringing you a toy once caused you to laugh, speak to them, stand up, pet them, your dog quickly learned something. That behavior works. So they repeat it again and again and again. From your perspective, it looks cute. From your dog's perspective, they just discovered one of the most reliable ways to start interaction with you. In other words, your dog isn't just playing. They're running a behavioral strategy. Number 4, when toys become emotional tools. Now here's something that surprises many dog owners. Sometimes dogs bring toys when they are overwhelmed with excitement. You come home after work. The door opens. Your dog runs toward you, but suddenly they stop. turn around, grab a toy, and come back holding it. Why? Because holding an object can actually help dogs regulate emotional energy. Behaviorists call this displacement behavior. It's a behavior animals perform when they're experiencing conflicting emotions: excitement, anticipation, overstimulation. In a study analyzing greeting behavior in domestic dogs, researchers found that about 41% of dogs grabbed an object when their owner returned home, not because they wanted to play, but because the object helped them manage their excitement. Holding something in the mouth activates calming neural pathways in dogs. It's similar to how humans might fidget with a pen, tap their foot, pace during stress. Your dog grabs a toy, not because they want a game, but because their brain is trying to process a powerful emotional moment. Number 5. Showing you their discovery. Sometimes your dog isn't asking for play, or attention, or emotional regulation. They're simply sharing something with you. Dogs explore the world primarily through smell. Every object carries information: scent, texture, novelty. When dogs find something interesting, they often carry it around. But dogs that have strong bonds with their owners frequently do something extra. They bring it to the human. A study on dog-human cooperation found that dogs with stronger attachment bonds were twice as likely to voluntarily bring objects to their owners compared to dogs with weaker social attachment. In other words, some dogs bring objects because they want to share the discovery. Almost like saying, "Look what I found." Number 6. The evolutionary explanation. To understand why dogs do this so often, we have to go back thousands of years. Dogs were the first animals humans domesticated. Archaeological evidence suggests humans and early dogs began living together at least 15,000 years ago. During that time, humans selected dogs that were cooperative, social, attentive to human behavior. Many breeds were even specifically developed to retrieve objects for humans. Retrievers, spaniels, pointers. These dogs were bred for one job: bring things back. Generation after generation, that behavior became stronger, and eventually it became part of the social language between dogs and humans. So when your dog brings you something, you might be seeing a behavior shaped by thousands of years of evolution. Number 7. When toy carrying signals anxiety. There is one situation where this behavior means something very different. If your dog suddenly begins carrying objects constantly, especially when you're not interacting with them, it can signal anxiety. Research estimates that 20 to 30% of dogs show anxiety-related behavioral patterns, and some dogs develop what veterinarians call comfort object behavior, similar to how children use blankets or stuffed animals for emotional security. The object becomes familiar, predictable, safe, and carrying it can help reduce stress. This is especially common when something changes in the dog's environment: a new routine, a new pet, a move to a different home, or longer periods alone. In those situations, the toy isn't play, it's comfort. The real message behind the toy. So when your dog drops a toy at your feet, they might be saying many different things. Maybe, "Play with me." Maybe, "Look what I found." Maybe, "I'm excited and I need something to do." Maybe, "Pay attention to me." Or maybe something even simpler: "I trust you." Because bringing something valuable to another creature is one of the clearest social signals animals can make. And dogs have been perfecting that signal for thousands of years. Dogs and humans have lived side by side for millennia, long enough for dogs to evolve the ability to read our gestures, follow our gaze, and communicate with us in ways no other species can. And sometimes, that communication is incredibly simple. A toy, dropped quietly at your feet, and a dog waiting to see what you'll do next.